How do you subtract multi-digit numbers? Very similar to adding multi-digit numbers, there are three different methods that can be used. The first method I'll explain with number 1 right here. So number 1 says 459 minus 175. So the first method is a method that uses the expanded form of each number. So I'm going to write the expanded form of 459. The 4 in the hundredths place is worth 400, plus the 5 in the tens place is 50, plus the 9 in the ones place is worth 9. The expanded form of 175, a 1 in the hundreds place is worth 100, the 7 in the tens place is 70, and the 5 in the ones place is 5. So now that I have my numbers broken out into expanded form, I'm going to subtract them. So I'll start with the ones place, and that's 9 minus 5, which is 4. And then I look at my tens, and I have 50 minus 70, which I cannot do. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to borrow 100, and that makes this 300. I'm going to bring my 100 over here and add it to my 50, so now I have 150. And so 150 minus 70 is 80, and 300 minus 100 is 200. So now I have the expanded form of the difference, which is the answer. So I put all those numbers together, 200 plus 80 plus 4, put it back into standard form. The answer is 284. So that's how you would use expanded form to do it. It's a pretty lengthy process, but if that's the way that makes the most sense, that's the way you should do it. The next one is number 2. We're going to look at this one, and this is ungrouping all of the numbers to begin with before solving. So if we look at 600 minus 237, I know that I can't do 0 minus 7, and I can't do 0 minus 3. So I'm going to unpack or ungroup the 600. So I'm going to take 100 and make that 5. This 0 then becomes a 10, and I need to borrow again from the 10 to make it 9 in the tens place, and bring that over so that I have 10 ones. So now this entire problem is all set up, and I can subtract now from whichever direction I like. But I'm going to start at the ones and do 10 minus 7 is 3, and I'll do 9 minus 3 is 6, and then 5 minus 2 is 3. So the answer, the difference is 363. Now the third way looks very similar to the second way, but I'm just going to ungroup as I need as I do the problem. So this is the way that most of your parents were taught. This is the way that I was taught, and this way requires you to borrow from the place before. So when I look at the ones place and try and do 4 minus 8, I can't do 4 minus 8. So I'm going to come to the tens place, and I'm going to borrow one of the tens. So that leaves me with 2 tens. I bring that, and now I have 14 over at the ones. So when I do 14 minus 8, I get 6. Now I look at my tens column, and in my tens I have 2 minus 5, which I can't do. So I'm going to come over to the hundreds place, and I'm going to borrow from the hundreds. So that leaves me with 0 hundreds, and I'm going to put my 1 in front of the 2 to make 12 tens now, and I'm going to do 12 minus 5, which is 7. So the difference to this answer is 76. So those are some of the different ways that you can subtract multi-digit numbers.